All right, guys, how you guys doing on YouTube as just as well as on Facebook? We're going to get a chance to do some topic talks tonight. Definitely going to talk about the 2022 football season in the greater Houston area. Big shouts outs to everyone out here in Houston. Looking forward to this upcoming season. And anybody here on my Facebook Live as well as my YouTube. If you guys have any questions or any comments, just to talk about some high school football, whether it's here in the greater Houston area, East Texas, the greater Dallas area, Austin, Rio Grande Valley area, uh, even the Central Complex area. If you guys have any talks about Louisiana, please do so tonight. This is going to be very good, very entertaining. I'm going to break down some of the teams around the greater Houston area. We're going to try to start out with some private school football and work my way all the way up and to the 5A section. So Dave Campbell, Texas Football Magazine, had a top 10 on who all is in the brackets for the top 10 rankings. Which, in case, I very much feel like Greg Tupper and Ashley Pickle, shouts out to those guys. They did a really fantastic job on breaking down this year, from private schools all the way up to the 6A, the big boys. So I'm going to give you my take on what they have, and I'm going to give you my take on some teams that I think you got to watch out this year. If you're out here in the greater Houston area, like I said, please comment on my page. I'm going to go on my Twitter as well and let people know if they want to comment or they want to say anything, please do so. I'm also going to try to be able to open up a Twitter talk whenever I can get that chance. I'm just trying to figure out some things on how to be able to do that, so that way I can be able to get some people that would like to be on Twitter just to talk and get a chance to give out their views and their comments on what's going on in the world of high school sports. So I'm hoping that you guys can be able to hear me out. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start it out right now tonight. So we're gonna start out with the 11-man private school rankings, and here are the rankings from Dave Campbell Texas Football Magazine that they put out. Number one ranked team in the state is going to be Dallas Parish Episcopal. I think that they're going to be a really good team. I don't know what they're bringing back, but I'm going to try to do a little bit more research into some of these teams in the next upcoming show that I'm gonna try to do next week. I'm gonna do more insights on my predictions and everything for this upcoming season. Midland Christian is another school that I've seen before in the past when they played against Calvary. Uh, Number three ranked team in Texas high school football is Fort Bend Christian. I got a chance to watch them last year against Houston Second Baptist for the private school state semifinal game. I got a chance to do that for the Houston Chronicle. Big shouts out to John Portman. Definitely hope that I can be able to get a chance to have him on one of my shows one day, real soon. I am very elated on working with Houston Chronicle and also working with Texan Live guys. So I am very elated on doing that, getting a chance to be able to cover some high school games around in the greater Houston area. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to be able to do some more games this year, and also get a chance to do maybe like a playoff or two around the greater Houston area. The fourth ranked team in the state, the defending state champions, Dallas Christian. I think Dallas Christian is another great team that's going to be very good to watch. Number five is Houston Second Baptist. As I mentioned them, they're going to be very good. Plano Prestonwood, number six in the state. Fort Worth Nolan Catholic, number seven. San Antonio cornerstone John Bachman Jr. Big shouts out to Junior, his team. They got some games that's going to be coming up, which we'll talk more about. San Antonio Christian, I'm sorry, San Antonio Cornerstone, I should say. Houston St. Thomas is number 9, and Austin Regents is number 10. This is going to be a very interesting year for the private schools and 11-man football, because I think that these teams, any one of these teams in the top 10, can make a run for a state championship. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. I don't know if Dallas Parish Episcopal is going to be undefeated, or we may have like a 1 or 2 loss team that can win a state championship. You never know what could happen. Then again, we may have an undefeated team. 6-man private school rankings, according to Dave Campbell, Texas Football Magazine, and like I said, they have done a wonderful job this year, and I'm very proud to be a part of Texan Live crew, and hopefully I can be with the crew for a very long time. Fort Worth Convent Classical, they're very good. They're the top ranked team in this year's Dave Campbell preseason rankings. Waco Live Oak is the second team. Conroe Covenant, San Marcos Baptist, Houston Emery Weiner, Austin Veritas, Bulverde Bracken Christian, Lubbock Kingdom Prep, Marble Falls Faith, and Latania Harvest Christian. Those are the teams that wraps up that division for six-man football in a private school session. Now we're going to go ahead and start all the way from 1A Division 1 and Division 2, all the way up to the big boys that we talk about. Division 2, that is, say, small football, but they're not small football. They play with a lot of big heart. Benjamin is the top-ranked team in the state. Balmorhea, number 2. Number 3 is Jayton. Number 4 is Richland Springs. 5 is Strawn. Motley County, 6. Witherell is 7. Throckmorton is 8. Klondike is 9. And Cherokee is 10. This is a very interesting bracket, the top 10 teams for Division 2 and 1A. Now, moving on to Division 1. Westbrook is number 1, Abbott number 2, May is number 3, Jonesboro number 4, Garden City number 5, Rankins number 6, Happy number 7, Borden County is number 8, Turkey Valley is number 9, and Arion County is number 10. Now, moving on to 2A Division 2. Albany is number 1. Munster is number 2. Mart is number 3. Wellington number 4. Burton number 5. Wink is number 6. Winthros is number 7. That's the lowest I've ever seen from Winthros, which they always have a very good football program. Fall City number 8. Chilton number 9. And Tenaha is number 10. I got to say, Tenaha is a team that you got to watch out this year. I think that they're going to have some pretty good games that they'll get a chance to play. But some of these teams in this one in Division 2 for 1A is going to, I mean, actually 2A, I should say, 2A Division 2 is going to be very good. Now, Division 1 and 2A, it goes like this. Shiner is number 1. Timpson is number 2. Refugio number 3. Marlin number 4, Hawley number 5, Centerville number 6, Crawford is 7, Beckville is 8, Coleman is 9, and Cisco is 10. So I kind of like that. I think that Timpson is going to be another team that you got to watch out this year. They're on the East Texas side. Shiner is always good. They are the defending state champs. They're loaded. I think they're going to be very good to watch. 3A Division 2. Gunter, number 1, Canadian, number 2, Newton, number 3, Dangerfield, number 4, West Rusk, number 5, Holiday is number 6, Poth is number 7. Childress is number 8. East Bernard and DeKalb ranked out 9 and 10 for that group of teams to keep your eyes on. Also, I think that this is that was Division 1. Well, no, I'm sorry, Division 2, 3A. Let me get to Division 1 for 3A. Brock is number 1, Franklin number 2, Lorena number 3, Mount Vernon number 4, Jim Ned is number 5. I think Jim Ned is going to be a team you got to watch out, keep your eyes on, just like every other teams in this classification. Grandview number 6, Malakoff number 7, Columbus number 8, Etna number 9, and West number 10. Moving on to 4A Division 2. And I think this is probably one of the best 4A Division 2s that we're going to see in a very, very long time. It starts out with Carthage being number 1, Gilmer number 2, Wichita Falls Hershey is number 3, West Orange Start number 4, Pleasant Grove number 5. I think they can find a really good offense. I think that Pleasant Grove is going to be a team to beat. Cairo number 6, Wimberley number 7, Glen Rose number 8, Silsby number 9, and Geronimo Navarro rounds out number 10. And that's your 4A Division 2 rankings. 4A Division 1. And I think this is going to be a very interesting one. Stephenville is number 1. China Springs number 2. Tyler Chapel Hill number 3. El Campo number 4. Ruben Owens, who committed to Louisville. I think that he is one of the best running backs, not just in the state of Texas, but also one of the best running backs in the country. He had committed to Texas, but he decommitted and then decided he wanted to go to Louisville. I don't know what that was all about. And if you guys are watching this video, please chat with me or hit me up on the comments and tell me what you guys think about that, because I thought that Ruben Owens would have thought about going to Texas or maybe Texas A&M, but then he decided he wanted to go to Louisville. And is it because of the Papa John's money with the NIL deal? I don't know. I wish I could get a chance to talk to Ruben Owens one day. Hopefully I'll be able to, during this season, just ask him a few questions about his commitment about Louisville. Not trying to get all in the young man's business or anything, but I think that, it's a really good deal for Louisville. I think he's going to be a very good running back in the ACC. I'm just hoping that if he does stay to his commitment, then I think he's going to be a very good running back there. Salina is number 5, Cal Allen number 6, Waco La Vega number 7, Kilgore number 8, Newman's number 9, and Cannondale number 10. This is 4A Division 1. 5A Division 2. Now we're going to get into this one right here because I got to say the number 1 ranked team in the state, South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. What an amazing year that they had last year. Nobody did not think that South Oak Cliff could have beaten Aledo in that regional semifinals. I told people that South Oak Cliff was going to knock them out. They was going to beat them last year. Nobody, and I still, to this day, I don't think nobody had ever called me or said anything to me and said, hey, man, we give you the most respect in the world from all my viewers that had said that South Oak Cliff wasn't going to get the win. I told them, I said, hey, South Oak Cliff is going to win the state championship. And I said it last year. This year, I know they got their hands full, but I think that South Oak Cliff has the tools to repeat as the state champions. If they can find another quarterback, just like Kevin Henry Jennings did before he went off to SMU, if they can find a very good quarterback that could lead them back to the state championship game, I think South Oak Cliff is the heavily favorite to win it all. They got a really good defense. Billy Walton, who's committed to Texas, he had committed to Oklahoma State, but then he decided that he was going to go ahead and commit to the Longhorns. Malik Muhammad, I said so many great things about this kid. This kid he's a shutdown corner. He reminds me so much of Deion Sanders, Jalen Ramsey. some of the best corners in the league. He's kind of like Deion Sanders to me. When the lights get big, when he's going up against one of the top receivers in the state, Malik Muhammad, he's the real deal. And I don't know if there's anybody in the state as a corner is one of the hottest cornerbacks in the country besides last year with Denver Harris. I think Malik Muhammad is the real deal. I think that whatever school that he decides that he go to, he is going to be one of the best high school players in the country. Lovejoy is number 2. Liberty Hills number 3. Fort Bend Marshall number 4. Fort Bend Marshall, they're going to have a really good year. They're moving from one of the worst districts in the state of in the greater Houston area to one of the best districts in the state. I think that if they can find some really good receivers, which in case they're going to miss out on Chris Marshall, who is now at Texas A&M. I think that if they can find some really good receivers and they can find a really good offense to move the ball around, I think Fort Bend Marshall is going to be a team to watch out. Mansfield Summit, number 5. Argyle, number 6. Wichita Falls Rider, number 7. Lander Rouse, number 8. Colleyville Heritage, number 9. Texas High finished off in the top 10 for Division II 5A in that bracket, or should I say preseason poll. Trying to get to 5A Division 1. My phone is acting up, guys. I got this Android phone. I'm not too happy about it. I'm not fun about it. But I'm going to try to get back my iPhone real soon. Hopefully, I will be able to get my phone back real soon. I really miss it. I kind of like the Motorola in a way. It's cool. Just in case you guys want to see. Hey, yeah, here it is. Not big on Android, but hey, it is what it is. Division 1, 5A. Longview is the number 1 ranked team in the state. Jalen Chasen is one of the best receivers in the state. I gotta say, if Longview can run the table, they could go undefeated like they did a couple years ago when they was in 6A Division 2. I don't know if Longview can beat Denton Ryan or Aledo, but I would not be too surprised if the Lobos either go undefeated or if they lose one game in the season. I gotta say, Longview is a team that people definitely need to keep their eyes on. They can get the running game going. They can get their defense going, especially the front seven. I think that they're going to be one of the heavily favorites to not just win their district, but can make a run for the state championship. Denton Ryan, number 2. I think that Denton Ryan is a team you got to keep your eyes on. Anthony Hill Jr., that's a man child. He's one of the best linebackers, not just in the state of Texas, but also one of the best linebackers in the country. His decision is between either Texas or Texas A&M. I'm hoping it will be Texas because Arch Manning had committed to Texas, just like the boy from DeSoto, Jonte Cook. I think Texas is going to be very loaded next couple of years. If they can get Anthony Hill after he leaves from Denton Ryan, I think that he's going to be something special. Aledo, number 3. They're moving from 5A Division 2 to Division 1. I think that's going to be very interesting. They're going to be in the same field as Denton Ryan coming district play real soon. College Station, number 4, Marquise Collins, one of the best running backs, athletes in the state of Texas. He's a Duke commit. I think that he's going to have another great year. College Station came this close for knocking out Katy Paytow in that 5A Division 1 state championship. I think that if they would have had a player or 2 under their belts, they could have won that game. Frisco Lone Star, number 6. Crosby, number 7. Interesting about Crosby. A couple years ago, Crosby made it to the state title game before they got beat by Aledo, but they had a fantastic run in the playoffs 2 years ago. Last year, they had an okay run. But not what they expected. But I think that this year's Crosby team is going to be something to watch. AM Consolidated is number 7. Manville, number 8. I think Manville is a team that could make a run for the state championship. I don't know how good that they're going to be. They're going to be very loaded. They're going to be, um, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Offense, if they can get the running game going in the right direction, I think Manville probably will win that district. But you got to watch out for Friendswood as well. Friendswood could be another good team, but they're not in the top 10. But I hate it that they're not. But who knows what could happen in that district. Mansfield Timberview, number 9, Amarillo Tascosa, number 10. That's 5A Division 2. Division 1, I should say. Now we're going to go ahead and get to 6A. So here's the 6A rankings, guys, that I notice a lot of people have talked about this for quite some time. Austin Westlake is the number 1 ranked team in the state. Tony Salazar is the new head coach. Todd Dodge retired as a state champion coach. He had a legendary career and everything, not just at Southlake Carroll, but also at Austin Westlake. After the college deal, the college coaching deal didn't work out for him at North Texas. Galena Park North Shore, number 2. North Shore is a team that they got the quarterback. They got another good quarterback. He's going to be a sophomore this year. I don't know if he's going to be like a Demetrius Davis type, but I think that he is very good. He helped this team make it to the state championship game, and they knocked off Duncanville, who's also in the rankings as well. The only loss North Shore had was against Spring Westfield, and a lot of people were shocked that Spring Westfield was that good, and Spring Westfield is going to be in the top 10 as well in this bracket that we'll talk about a little bit later. Southlake Carroll, number 3. I think that Southlake Carroll is they're going to be very good. I don't know if they're going to go to Division 2 or if they're going to stay at Division 1. That's a big if. Duncanville, number 4. Reginald Samples, he always have a really good team. The only biggest thing about Duncanville is that they can't get by that North Shore bug. It seems like year in and year out, and they get close to meeting either Southlake Carroll or a North Shore team. It's like they're getting it's like they're close, but no cigars. Hopefully, Reginald Samples can be able to get this thing going in the right direction, and who knows what could happen. This could be a very good Duncanville team that a lot of people are sleeping up on. I think that Duncanville is one of those teams that can make a run for the state championship, but then again, who knows what could happen. Katy, number 5, Seth Davis, the Mississippi State commit. I think he's a very good football player. Gary Joseph always has a good team. That District 19-6A that I definitely love the most, that's a heavyweight district. And a lot of people don't understand that Katy is 1, and then everybody else is fighting for a second place. Except Tompkins. 2 years ago, Tompkins won the district, and they knocked off Katy, ended Katy undefeated streak on 75 games. That was hard. Denton Geyer is going to be a very good team. Jackson Arnold, who's the Oklahoma commit. I think that they're going to have a very good team. Lake Travis is going to be very good. DeSoto, as I mentioned, Jonte Cook, who is the Texas commit. DeSoto is going to be very good. If they go to Division 2, they could be the heavily favorites to win the state championship in Division 2. But if they go to Division 1, who knows what can happen? We can have another DeSoto versus Duncanville matchup. Spring Westfield, number 9. As I mentioned, there was the only team that knocked off North Shore, and North Shore's run for the state championship. The only team that knocked them out was, I think that was Duncanville, or I think it was DeSoto that knocked them out. Duncanville knocked out Spring. And Rockwall finished off in the top 10. So when we're talking about these brackets, these rankings, some of these teams around in the greater Houston area, they're going to have some good games, and they're going to be some teams that a lot of people want to say, hey, is this team too high? Is this team too low? I can't say what's what's good and what's bad for some of these teams. But what I can say is that some of these teams are going to be one of the premier favorites to go for a state championship, like Austin Westlake, 6A. I think 6A, Austin Westlake is one of those teams that you got to keep your eyes on, and if they can get the right quarterback, they can fill in for Cade Klubnik, who's now off to Clemson. They really got a great wide receiver in Greg Grayhouse. I think he's one of the top receivers in the not just in the state of Texas, but also one of the top receivers in the country. Um, the defense, I gotta say, can their defense live up to the hype? Uh, when I say live up to the hype, I mean, can this defense carry them all the way? Uh, we don't know if that is the case, if that's a strong case, or if that's not the case. But what I can believe is that this is one of the premier teams in the state that you want to take a look at and say, hey, can this team make a run for a state championship for a third straight year? Can they go undefeated? I don't know if they're going to go undefeated, but if they do, it's going to be very hard for them. Last year, it felt like it was like an easy road for them to make it all the way to the title game, which in case they was in Division Two, it felt like a cakewalk to them. But then 2 years ago, Division One, I thought North Shore was going to beat them, and then North Shore got too arrogant. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to North Shore and Demetrius Davis and those guys, but I just thought that North Shore was better than Westlake. Had to give me some water, guys. All right. Now I'm going to talk about team schedules for this year. And we're going to start out at Class 6A, 13, 6A. My favorites to win the district. I think the Woodlands are the heavily favorites to win the district championship. Woodlands College Park could be a team you got to watch out. Third team, New Caney is another one you got to look at. Oak Ridge had a struggling year. 2 years ago, they had Alton McCow School, who's now at the University of Houston. Cleveland moved up from 5A to 6A. I don't know what they will have this year. We got some new teams. I think Willis moved up. I think that this is going to be an interesting district. Grand Oaks should be okay. Caney Creek should be okay. Conroe should be good as well. Key matchups in the first 2 weeks of the season for any teams, to me, in 13-6A. Oak Ridge, again, at Stratford, should be a very interesting one. New Caney hosting New Caney Porter on September 2nd should be a very interesting one. The first two matchups, Galena Park North Shore hosting the Woodlands on the 25th of August. That is very interesting for the Woodlands. I don't know if the Woodlands can match well with North Shore, but North Shore not only have to worry about playing them, they also have to host Houston Lamar, which Lamar is always good year in and year out. The Woodlands College Park, they got a matchup at home against Cinco Ranch. I think that should be a very good one. And then they got to go to Klein Memorial Stadium, take on Klein Kane. That's very interesting matchup. Willis have to go to Brian Rudder. Well, they host Brian Rudder, but then they got to go to Temple, take on Temple. That's very much interesting to watch. 14-6A. That's Spring Westfield. This is some key matchups that we'll talk about. Side Park against Spring Westfield should be a very good one. And then they host Hightower, and then they got to go to North Shore, take on Galena Park North Shore. This is Westfield. Spring, they host North Shore second week of the season before they make a trip to Straight Jesuit, take on Straight Jesuit High. That should be a very good one. Outside of Spring and Spring Westfield, I gotta say Decaney could be a team that you may want to take a look at. I mean, they opened up the season at Klein Oak, and that's going to be very tough for them. I don't know if they can knock off Klein Oak on the road, but it's going to be hard. Then they got to host Straight Jesuit and host Humble, and it's very tough. That this district is going to be very tough. I can't wait for the matchup with Spring and Spring Westfield again on the 23rd of September. That is very interesting to watch. I didn't even talk about the district for 13-6A. I'm so sorry, guys, about that. The district for 13-6A. My biggest matchup, I think that's going to be the one to watch is the Woodlands and Woodlands College Park. That is going to be on October 14th. I think that could be the biggest game in the state, um, or the biggest game in the greater Houston area, I should say. Don't see too many teams in this district that could be some key matchups. Every week is going to be key matchups for everyone or everybody. But my heavyweight matchups, I have to say, like I said about the spring Westfield game, I think that is the heavyweight matchup right there. 15-6A, Tomball, they made it all the way to the state semifinals. I think that Tomball is going to be very good. Tomball Memorial, I can't wait for that matchup on the 14th. There are going to be some heavy games to keep your eyes on. Klein, they opened up the season at Fort Bend Marshall and at Seven Lakes before they host Memorial. And then Klein Oaks has 2 open weeks. I don't know what the deal is with that one, but I do think that their game against Spring Decaney and then they host Cinco Ranch. Those two back to back, that should be a very good one. Tomball and Stratford at Tomball, I think that is going to be a very interesting matchup for that one. I see Tomball looking to go out there and handle their business. Um, I would love to call that game on August the 26th at Tomball Memorial Stadium because that's a game I think that would be very interesting for me to watch. I would love to see how good this team can be. I'm looking forward to this upcoming football season, so I'm looking to see if there are some teams that will be very interesting to watch. Uh, like I said, Klein Oak, the district wise, Klein Oak and Tomball on the 29th at Klein Memorial Stadium. Klein Kane is going to be very good. They host Summer Creek, and then they host the Woodlands College Park, and then Cy Falls as well. Klein Collins should be okay. Klein Forest, don't know how good that they'll be. Klein, like I said, Klein should be good. Waller is a new team in the district. They should be. They're probably going to be very interested to watch. 16-6A looks to be the same, just about everything. Last year, the district champions was Cy Park before Cy Park got beat by Tomball in the first round of the playoffs. Bridgeland made it all the way to the regional finals, but they got beat by Tomball. I think Bridgeland, if they can find a quarterback that can replace Connor Wegman, I think Bridgeland is a team that could make a pretty good run. Cy Falls should be very good. Uh, Langham Creek could be a very interesting team. Cy Woods is another one as well. I like this matchup with Cy Woods and Cy Fair. I think that on the 8th, if this happen, well, since it is going to happen, I think that this could be one of the best matchups and just in the state, in the greater Houston area for non-district. Cy Woods got to go to Rose Stadium, take on Katie Taylor. Fort Mandolas, they host Fort Mandolas at the Berry Center. Langham Creek, that matchup against Jersey Village should be a very good one. Jaquez Padaway, he is the Oklahoma commit. Can Jersey Village defense their defensive backs can they contain Petaway? Can Langham Creek knock off Jersey Village? Adam Tran is going to be back for his junior year. We're going to talk about 17-6A in a little bit. Cy Springs should be a very good team. They host Fort Bend Bush before they head off to Heights, take on Houston Heights. Big shouts out to Stephen Dixon and his program. They've always been good. We have some more matchups in non-district. That Shallow Creek versus Bridgeland game could be very interesting. Bridgeland at Tompkins could be very interesting as well. Bridgeland opens up the season against Cy-Fair at the Berry Center. I think that should be another interesting game. Cy Park, they have to go to Spring Westfield at Planet Ford Stadium, take on Spring Westfield. That should be a very good one. They host Cy-Fair at the Berry Center, and then they go to Aldine, I think at Warren Stadium, if I'm saying that correct, take on Nimitz. And then you look at the district, Bridgeland opened up their district play against Langham Creek. Can they stop Petaway? This is going to be the year. Can anybody stop Petaway? Is Petaway going to have a 1,000-yard season? Cy Falls, can Cy Falls bounce back and be one of them playoff type teams? Who knows? Does Cy Park have what it takes to bounce back after losing Harold Perkins, who's now going to LSU, Nate Libenstein, who is now at Houston Baptist? Can Cy Park defend the defend the district 16-6A championship and make another run for the playoffs? Cy Ranch, I keep forgetting about Cy Ranch. Cy Ranch is very good. They host the season against Tompkins, and then they take on Paytown at home before they come to Persian Stadium, take on Cy Creek. Cy Creek is another team you got to watch out. So many teams around the greater Houston area, you got to watch out for the regular season. It's like it's a heavyweight matchup in these districts. Cy Lakes, they're not going to be a pushover team. They have to go to Persian Stadium, take on Cy Ridge. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting district this year. So, with that being said, who is going to win the district championship in 16-6A? Who is going to go to Division 1? Who's going to go to Division 2? So, in the playoffs. So, all of these things you got to look at as a retrospective and say, hey, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Who knows what can happen? So, we're going to go ahead and get to 17-6A, and this is Region 3 right here. We just talked about Region 2, guys. So, Region 3. You take a look at this one, and as I mentioned, Jersey Village they're the defending district 17-6A champions. Can Jersey Village bounce back from that tough loss to Tompkins in the regionals? Stratford, can they bounce back from that loss to Katy in the regionals? Memorials, they losing out. That bad man, Carson Zahn. I'm so glad he had a great year at Memorial. Cy-Fair should be very good. Cy Ridge, I don't know what they're going to have at Cy Ridge. Cy Creek, Brad Jackson, this is his third year. 2 years ago they made it to the playoffs. Last year they had to turn around tough season. Can Cy Creek be the team to knock off Jersey Village? This is a rivalry between Adam Tran and Brad Jackson. Who's the better quarterback in this district? Cy-Fair, the upperclassmen. Can they handle business like they normally would? Stratford seemed to be the favorite this year. I can't say that they are, but they seem to be the favorite. Jersey Village still has some pull to say, hey, we're the top dogs right now. Until somebody can beat us, there's nobody that can match well with us. Jersey Village, they have Roshan Estes. Aubrey Carter is back for another year. Brandon Fan is back. I mean, I think Jersey Village can win the district again. Stratford could be that matchup in Week 10 for the district championship on a Thursday night at Tully Stadium. If Stratford doesn't slip up and lose to a team like Memorial or lose to Cy Creek or lose to Cy Fair, this could be two teams vying for the district championship. We all know about Northbrook and Spring Woods. I mean, a lot of people say, "Hey, they not that good," but you never know about this district. I'm not gonna badger Northbrook and Spring Woods. Too much respect for both programs right there. But I gotta say, this is going to be the year of the quarterbacks. Which junior quarterback is going to lead his team for a district championship? Brad Jackson for Cy Creek or Adam Tran for Jersey Village? So only time can tell on that one. 18-6A. And this is the district with Lamar and Houston Heights. I think that this is an interesting district. I think that Heights and Lamar, that first game that opened up the district play on September 23rd, I think that is going to be the winner of this one has the inside tracks to win the district championship. I don't want to knock off Bel Air and say Bel Air not going to be that good. And I definitely don't want to knock out Sam Houston, West Side, and Westbury, nor Chavez. But it's always been Heights versus Lamar. Heights versus Lamar for the district championship. Heights makes the playoffs. And then first round of the playoffs, they get beat by Memorial or they get beat by somebody else. Lamar makes it to the playoffs. They win their first game, but then they got to run to Katie or Katie Tompkins or whoever the case is. They got to run into. So that's hard to say on who's going to match up with who can maintain against who. Because I think last year Lamar lost to Cy Fair in the first round, so that was kind of tough. And then I went to go to the game. Shouts out to the young lady from Heights that got killed at the Travis Scott concert. My thoughts and prayers go out with that family and everyone from the Travis Scott situation from last year. Heights is very good. Stephen Dixon, he's always has a good team. And I'm hoping that once I can be able to get my show going the right way, guys, I definitely want to have him on the air. Get a chance to talk to him about high school football, his team with Heights, the rivalry against Lamar, and what does this mean with all these teams around the greater Houston area. Lamar has a tough schedule, man. The first 2 weeks, they got to go to Beaumont Westbrook, and then they got to go to the Woodlands. The first 2 games is hard, and then Cy Fair, Clear Falls, I think they should win that one. Pasadena Dobie. I don't know how good Dobie is. I think Lamar is going to at least maybe lose 2 or 3 games, maybe. And then I don't know. They could win the district. Then again, they may slip up and lose to a Heights team. Heights always play tough. And when I say tough, I mean they play like they have a chip on their shoulders. I saw them last year against Seven Lakes. Had tough loss, and then I saw them lose to Memorial in the first round of the playoffs on that Saturday. I just thought that this was. I thought that this year they're bringing back so many weapons, and I think that they're going to be very good. West Side, they lost in the first round of playoffs to Jersey Village, but I think West Side is always one of those teams to watch out. Now 19-6A. Now we're going to get to the big boys level right here. Now, my question to everyone: who's going to dethrone Katie? Anybody on here, whether you want to comment my video or anything, my question is: who's going to dethrone Katie? Can anybody dethrone the Katy Tigers this year? I don't know if that is the answer, but I think that October 6th, we will only tell on whether Paytal has the weapons to dethrone Katy this year. I don't think that they can. I think Katy is going to win that district. I think Katy is going to be too good to be true towards everybody else. That September 10th game against Katy Tompkins at Legacy Stadium, that should be a very good one. Katy have a home game against Atascocita in week 2. That should be a very good one as well. They take on Seven Lakes at Road Stadium. That should be a very good one as well. Cinco Ranch, I don't know. Cinco Ranch is going to have a very good team. I don't know if they're going to not be that good. I mean, like I said, this is a District 1968. This is like a heavyweight fight. Don't know if Katy Taylor is going to be good. I think Tompkins could be another team to watch out. Tompkins can go either 1-1 or 2-0 or 0-2. Katy, I think Katy should go 2-0. Paytal, I don't know if Paytal has the weapons to go 2-0. I think they can go 1-1, maybe, but I don't know. But you take a look at the other team, May Creek, Jordan, that's a new school, and Morton Ranch. You take a look at this. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting year. And like I said, the matchup on October 6th, can Katy Paytal beat Katy? We don't know. I can't say Katy is not going to have a good year. I can't say when last time Katy ever lost 2 games in a district. If anybody can be able to answer that question, when last time Katy ever lost 2 games in district play and they struggled to make the playoffs? I don't know when that was, but I gotta say Katy is the favorite. All right, 26A. It's the Fort Bend district. Hightower moved up from 5A to 6A. Ridge Point should be the favorite, but then Hightower could be the one to watch out. That game against Spring Westfield is going to be very hard for Hightower. Ridge Point doesn't have it easy themselves. They got 2 games that they gotta face the music. That game at Austin Westlake is only going to determine how good Ridge Point is. Burnt Emanuel is now at Central Michigan. I don't see them getting by Westlake. Not to be honest with you, I'm not saying that to be negative. That's gonna be tough. And then they host Dickinson for week 2. I think the Hightower matchup on September 17th should be a very good one. Any other teams around the Fort Bend? I think George Ranch should be very good. Travis, I don't know what Travis is going to bring. They got first 2 matchups very tough. Austin, Bush, I think Clements should be good. I think Bush could be another team to watch out as well. 21-6A. Now we're going to get to the bigger boys. Galena Park North Shore. North Shore is the favorites to win that district, and they're the favorites to win the state championship. They open up the year hosting the Woodlands. Then they got to go to Spring, and then they host Spring Westfield. Biggest matchup, I think, for the North Shore is against Atascocita. Atascocita has a very good matchup. They take on a team in week 3 from Nevada called Liberty. I think that's going to be a very good matchup. They got to go to Katy. They got to take on Katy at Road Stadium. I think that's going to be another good one. They open up the year against Dickinson. I think Dickinson is without that big tight end who's now going to Texas A&M. I don't know what Dickinson is going to bring to the table as well, guys. But I got to say this is going to be a very interesting year. I'm looking forward to some of these games. Summer Creek should be very good. Big shouts out to my boy Josh Thomas, offensive line coach. Big shouts out to him. Shallow. I'm sorry. CE King. They should be very good. Humble. I don't know what Humble's bringing. Beaumont Westbrook had a tough year last couple of years after losing that state title game to Longview in 6A Division Two. Uh, Now, I am going to say this: Beaumont United from 5A to 6A, it's hard to win a state championship at that level. But or try to compete for the district in that level. But basketball wise, they should be okay. Even though they lose Terrence Arsenault, who's now at the University of Houston, Beaumont United. This is more of a basketball league for this one because everybody got to go through Galena Park North Shore for football. This is more basketball oriented for this district, as I was taking it. 23 6A. That's the A Leaf and the Alvins and the Pearland schools. I'm gonna say this: Shadow Creek should be the favorite. I'm not knocking out Houston Straight Jesuit. I think Straight Jesuit is gonna be good. I think Pearland should be good as well. Pearland Dawson should be okay. The Alvin should be all right. The three A Leaf schools, I think one of the A Leaf schools are going to be A Leaf champions. So I'm picking Taylor to win it. But then again, I could be wrong because Hastings and Elsik. Hastings made the playoffs, 2 years ago? And then I think last year, I think A Leaf Taylor made the playoffs, if I stand corrected. 24 6A. We get to talk about that. Dickinson should be the favorite to win the district. Brouserswood Wood should be very good. Only team I think that can match up with them is Clear Falls and Clearbrook. Everybody else in the district, I don't know too much about it. I'm not saying nothing negative about them, but I think it should be a very interesting one. And then you look at 5A. 5A in Region 3, Division 1. Galveston Ball is in that district with Austin, Madison, Milby, Waltrip, Sterling, Sharpstown, Northside, and Wisdom. I'm going to say Madison could be a very good team, as well as Sterling. But Galveston Ball may be the district. They may be the front runners to win the district. Don't know too much about Milby so far. 10 5A. This is going to be a very interesting district right here. Manville should be the heavily favorites. The first two games, Manville got to go through two 6A teams. That's Shadow Creek and that's Beaumont Westbrook. But the district-wise, at Friendswood on the 16th, I think that should be a very good one. I wish I could be able to do that game, go all the way out there to Friendswood, but I'm probably not going to get a chance to do that. Richmond Foster should be very good, as well as Magnolia. Magnolia should be good. Angleton was good at one point, but they fell off the map. Friendswood should be very good. And Fort Bend Kempner should be okay. Rosenberg Terry could be another team to watch out as well. I think we're done with those districts. If I stand corrected, yeah. So I think Division 2. Okay, so Division 2 in 5A Division 2, 10 5A Division 2, Brenham, Brian Rudder, Huntsville, Lamar Consolidated, Richmond Randall, Montgomery, and Montgomery Lake Creek. I think Brian Rudder is going to be very good. Rodney Southern at Huntsville, they had a tough year after they made it 2 years ago to the regional semifinals where they got beat by Crosby in that wonderful game. Lamar consolidated. I don't know how good they'll be. Brenham should be okay. Don't know too much about this new team, Richmond Randall. Montgomery Lake Creek. I think they'll be okay. 11 5A. This is no, actually, I'm sorry. We missed one. That's the district of Fort Bend Marshall. That's the one. Okay, yeah. There's 9 5A, Division Two. I think Fort Bend Marshall is the favorite to win the district. Uh, Galena Park should be a team to watch out. Willow Ridge should be okay. Texas City should be okay. Nederland, I don't know what they're going to bring to the table, as well as Dayton, as well as Port Neches, Groves, and Santa Fe. But my pick to win the district would be Fort Bend Marshall. But otherwise, if Texas City has something to say about that, I definitely want to be proven wrong. All right, for a Division One, 11 4A, I think Division One that has all the Houston teams. North Forest won the district before they got knocked out in the first round against Columbia, West Columbia. I think Yates is going to be very good. Houston, Washington should be okay. I think Kashmir probably be another team to watch out for. I don't know too much about Fur. Take a look at for a District 12 for a Division One. Favorites should be El Campo. Like I said, who's going to stop Ruben Owens? Nobody. Not that I know of. Stafford should be good. Iowa Colony from Alvin. I don't know too much about them, but they got a tough schedule as well. Navasota should be very good. Neville could be good as well. Region 3, Division 2 in that district. Sealy should be very good. Lamar, I think that the favorite is going to be West Columbia for that district. Let's see, which one did I pick? I think that was division. Yeah, that was 10 for a Division 2. Uh, then you look at 9 for a Division 2. That's around the Jasper area, uh, especially with Silsby and West Orange Start. I think West Orange Start could be the favorite, but then that matchup at Silsby going to be very tough for them. Oh, sorry, y'all, if I'm yarning. I'm a little sleepy myself, so almost time for me to get myself ready for bed. I'm trying to find the district for Little Cypress, Mauriceville. I think that I was going to the right one. I thought it was Little Cypress, Mauriceville. I think that was. I think that's 11 for a. No, no. Hmm. Again, guys, I'm sorry I'm yawning so much. Hmm. I don't see them. Maybe that was 9. Nope. 10. There we go. 10 for a Division 1. Little Cypress, Mauriceville. They're gonna have a very good schedule this year. Uh, Huffman, Hargrave, and Ryder. But other than that, guys, this upcoming football season should be very interesting. Uh, Nothing to say. And what I have to say is this: we're going to have some interesting games. I'm going to get a chance to do some of the predictions. Like I said, we're going to do the weekly picks, like I did last year. Hopefully, we'll have some better content and everything like that. But with that being said, guys, this is going to be a very interesting year. I'm going to try to do a little bit more on the on the Facebook for the weekly picks. So if you guys are interested, please leave a comment on my Facebook as well as my YouTube page. Please let me know on what you think, your thoughts about this upcoming season, and what you think is looking to be the year for which teams in the areas. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm going to go ahead and end this. About to give me a little something to eat myself, and then get myself ready for bed. But I got to get myself for work in the morning. But until then, guys, you guys have a wonderful night, and may God be with you all. Peace.